What's going on, my dudes? Chensley11 here, and welcome back to another episode in the A to Z series. In today's episode, we are doing this postcom, and we are playing Fiddlesticks Jungle, the scary scarecrow himself. This is quite a fun game. That's why I've choose this. We're going to turn off the blue side fog of war. That way we can get a nice, real light, like what it looked like for me when I was playing. But anyway, guys, again, if you are new to the channel, drop a subscribe because we are going through every single champion in League of Legends, giving you a beginner's guide. So in this video, obviously, we're going to be going over Fiddlesticks Jungle. So we will be showing you how to play Fiddlesticks Jungle for beginners. And if you're new to these videos, I go through all the abilities, the runes, and the build. And for junglers, in this case, we'll go through the clear as well. So doing this post-com, it'll give me a chance to really explain what's going on in the game. Something different. If you guys enjoy that, leave a comment. Let me know what you guys think. Otherwise, we can do them live. But yeah, let's get into it. Basically, we'll begin with the runes. Basically, standard like assassin runes. You know, you got your electrocute, your sudden impact, your eyeball collection. You take the CDR. I think it's Ravenous Hunter. When that stacks up, then you get the CDR in the inspiration tree. I would throw the runes up on the screen, and you also grab the timer, the stopwatch, the free stopwatch, because Fiddlesticks is really, really strong with a Zhonya's, and we'll get into that in a moment. So you want to take W level 1 and you want to start blue side and do a full clear. So you can see here I can start leashless without my bot lane. So we can go do the wolves. Make sure you kite to the next camp. You can see if you're new to the League of Legends, you can see this yellow bar and it goes to red. See how it's red now? That means the camp's going to reset just like that, and it resets. So this is a bad example of a first clear, but it's okay. We turn things around. At least I get to show you guys what not to do. So this puts you behind significantly, and it's going to impact my clear path a little bit. But I'll explain when I get there. So you want to take E level 2, you auto attack the blue buff, and then head to the Gromp, and then you stand in the middle of them, and I'm going to say this a lot, you suck them both off. Make sure you smite the Gromp there as well, because if you do this correctly, you start auto attacking the blue buff using your E on the blue buff. They'll both explode at the same time with your W. And then after this, you head to chickens. You want to clear chickens and red buff at the same time. I'll explain when we get there. Then normally, if you don't screw up the clear like I did, you have time to do your Krugs into a Scuttle Crab. But because I screwed up the start, I know the timing of the Scuttle Crab. It spawns at 3:15. I don't have time to do my Krugs, so I go straight to the Scuttle Crab, secure the Scuttle Crab. I think they actually end up ganking anyway in this game, but it is what it is. So anyway, we'll get rid of the scoreboard. We don't need that for now. No, not that one. This one down here. So yeah, this is what I mean. You can leash them both together and then do them both at the same time. So you can see here it's about 3:07. So I know the Scuttle Crab is spawning really soon. So I'm going to go skip my Krugs, which means I will only be level 3 for the Scuttle Crab fight. But that's okay. So we're going to start off, as we do, going through Fiddlesticks' abilities. And the first one is called a Harmless Scarecrow. So basically, Fiddlesticks does not have a ward. Here you have these things called effigies. And these effigies place like a fake version of yourself around the map. And once you hit level 6, they also sweep wards. So it's like a control ward. So Fiddlesticks is kind of the king of vision. And he counters Evelyn because you can put the thing down and you can get vision of her, right? So it's super, super good. You just want to be aware of it when you play Fiddlesticks and know exactly what those effigies do. So as you can see here, as I pick my nose a little bit there, we skipped the Krugs. We went and did a Scuttle Crab to guarantee it for myself, and then we went back and did it, and then we can hit a reset. And you can notice my bottom side stuff is spawning. Once you hit level 6, that's when your team fight is absolutely disgusting. I noticed that Master Yi is going in for a gank on my Darius, so I think let me go and help him out before I back because I got some time. I think do we anything start? No, nothing starts here. So I end up backing. I think the Quinn cancels my back here and we end up chunking her out a little bit. But yeah. So the next ability we're going to explain is Fiddlesticks Q. So his Q is called let's have a look over here first. Changes back to me. His Q is called Terrify. Now the Terrify comes with two parts, a passive and an active. So the passive means that while Fiddlesticks is unseen and out of combat, his next ability will fear the enemy. Okay? You can also do this if you pose as an effigy. So like you kind of like go like this as Fiddlesticks. If you stop moving for a while, and that's what your effigies look like as well. I don't think I'll give an example of it. Just bear in mind, if you're posing as an effigy, the enemy team can't see your health bar. But if you try to ult from that spot, it won't work. But it'll work if you try and W or Q, E. So I noticed that the jungler wasn't around. So I was like, let me just go double scuttle him. So I went and grabbed the other scuttle crab. So if you're playing jungle, if you end up getting a double scuttle, it's super good. You're so much ahead in XP. It's super amazing. So the next part of the Q, it's an active. And you see me use it there on the Gromp. You throw out, like you scream, and you fear the Gromp or the enemy, and they run away from you. It also does magic damage. And one thing to keep in mind is if the enemy that you use the Q on is already feared, so let's say you hit someone from out of vision with your E, and then they're feared, because you hit them outside of vision, right? They become feared like that. Those wolves got hit. Your Q then just does double damage. It doesn't re-fear them, because there's like an internal cooldown with your fear. So that's to keep that in mind. You can use that in combos. So like you can ult in, Q, W, and burst people out. So again, we're going to scout. We see the Master Yi heading towards my bot side. So we're going to try and counter gank. Or try and protect my bot lane here. So we see him. I think, what are we doing here? So we go back in. Have a look. The enemy bot lane is a little bit overextended. So I have a look to see if I can get in here. So I start off with the Q to CC him. Then I get my W off. Get him really low. The Kayn ends up getting the kill. Kayn support. Interesting. Very nice. And then we go into seeing if we can get something else out of this. Essentially, we want to try and kill the enemy jungler to get the dragon. I don't think it ends up working out, actually. I think we end up losing the dragon. That's okay. But yes. Again, keep him here. Keep him busy. We are a lot ahead of the Master Yi at this point in CS. Again, trying to suck off as much as we can. So I'll put the scoreboard back on so we can see the CS. We're already 10 CS up on him, which is super good. I think I end up trying to clear this control ward and I end up getting caught, I think. That might be the second time I try to clear that bloody ward. That ward is the bane of my existence. But anyway, guys, so we got a little bit of a gold lead. So we're going to go see if we can go get our blue buff, which is spawning soon. But I noticed that Annie is roaming down. So I don't really want to face check the Annie because I know she just hit level 6. You saw it there. She ends up doing exactly what I was scared she'd do to me onto my Syndra. I think the Syndra ends up dying to a burn. Or not, she gets out. Or she must die to the bot lane. But I want to get my blue buff because I know it just spawned. Just want to make sure you're getting your buffs whenever you can. Okay, so we'll go through the next ability world. Nothing's going on really. We're going to be going through the... it's called Bountiful Harvest. Okay? So... it's your W. You can see us using it there against the Master Yi. Did we end up getting him? Nice, we ended up getting him. So basically, Fiddlesticks stops what he's doing and he tethers people around him. So I just tethered the Scuttle Crab and then you drain the health from the... you drain health from him. Alright, let's see if we manage to get something else. So that drain heals for 40% of the damage dealt. Okay? So in team fights, if you're getting low... Here we got a nice ulti in. Over the wall. Nice. Do we end up getting anything? Nah, unfortunately our Kayn dies. But I noticed the Ashe is low. And I'm saying, I'm thinking in my head, I'm just going to flash smite this thing. Which is what I do there. A little bit troll there. Okay, so this is what I mean. Look at all that healing you're getting. Look at that health. So we're kind of boned here because I know that Annie's coming. So obviously we die. But that's okay. We're getting super far ahead, which is good. So we end up dying. That's fine. As I was saying with the W, it's just your first max. You want to be using it to do all your damage in team fights. If the enemies escape your tether range, it drops off, like they don't take damage anymore. And at the end of I call it the suck off. At the end of the suck off, it like pops and it does extra damage and refunds half the cooldown. So that's super, super important to keep in mind. Because every time you're using your W, if you interrupt it early, the cooldown is longer. And that's super important when clearing the jungle as well. You want to make sure you're not doing that. So once you hit your W, let it go all the way through. And it always, as well as in team fights as well, because it allows you to reuse your W again more sooner, right? You tend to build a lot of CDR when you play Fiddlesticks because you rush the... all the CDR you build, plus you get the... in your runes, all the CDR you get, and you get the... stopwatch. the Zhonya's Hourglass there. So again, just take as many minions as you can from your laners, especially when they're not there. Keeps you up in CS and XP. Make sure we're clearing our jungle camps whenever you can. Okay, so the next ability we're going to go through is Reap. So Reap, so basically you go ahead and you scythe an area. And if you hold, if I have my keybind set up to shift click, that way I can see like the range of the ability. The shift click, let's have a look at this dodgy ultimate I go try and get in here. So that's the scythe there. That circle that it produces, if you hit the circle, it gives you a silence. Silences are very, very underrated in this game. There's only a few people or champions that have a silence built in, like Soraka, Garen, just to name a few. And obviously Fiddlesticks. There's a good example of Quinn, you know, when she's flying on her bird towards us. I hit a perfect silence and she jumps off her bird because she's silenced. She can't use it anymore. So yeah, I'm using my E out of vision. That'll fear all the wolves. And then I W when I get in. Make sure we're kiting as well. We're heading to our next camp because we're going to go clear the top side here. As again, so there's a kind of a circle there you can kind of see in the middle. That's the silence zone. So I just fear the big chicken. Clear it with my W. Pretty standard stuff on Fiddlesticks. Smite to get through it quickly. But yeah, guys. I think Fiddlesticks is a pretty fun champion to play, to be honest. I think he's... Because what he's all about is that perfect ultimate. And I land a couple really good ones in this game. Once you hit that perfect ultimate, it's like euphoria in your head. It's just like, this is the best champion in the game. And I go through a lot of these things with all different champions when I play this game. Fiddlesticks is one of the ones where if you hit an amazing ultimate, it's just busted. It's giga, disgusting, unbelievable. So we're looking like we're going to go into the Quinn here. So we're going to make sure we get the fear off soon. Use our W, so we fear her back into our tower. Then we scythe, and we hit the silence there, so she can't get away. Darius pulls her in. I ultimate to just make sure. Probably didn't even need to ultimate. End up snagging another kill. So we're doing not too bad at all this game. We're going to chuck the scoreboard back on here. So what are we? 2-1. We got 30 CS advantage on the Master Yi, which is super good because he's again a late game scaling champion. So you want to try and punish him as much as you can early. Again, Scuttle Crab's we've been getting most of the Scuttle Crabs. Pretty sure we've got all of them so far, which is super, super good when you're playing jungle. Amazing. All right, so now we're going to have a reset. What are we going to buy here? We're going to purchase. So I haven't spoken about the build. I would have put it on the screen. So you want to go the Runic Echo. I got an early boots this game, the Sork Pen boots. Sork Pen boots gives you flat magic penetration. So you basically do true damage to pretty much all the squishies on the enemy team. I can't really show you here. Can I show stats? No, that's okay. Like enemy champions don't have much innate magic resist because they're not building any in the first 13 minutes of the game. So your boots, I've said this in previous videos, especially I think in my Azir video I highlighted as well. Your Sork's Pen boots gives flat magic penetration, not percent. That's different. That's like the Void Staff. Flat means it goes directly straight through that magic resist. So the enemy might have 40 magic resist, and we're going through some of that. So we do a lot extra damage. So we're having a look to see if we can gank mid. We end up putting an effigy in the bush, which is super good, obviously, because it scouted the Master Yi. So we decided not to go in. We're just having a look at the map. We know dragon spawning soon. So I kind of want to look towards trying to get my bot lane a couple kills so we can push that out so we get prio, so we can get the dragon. So that's the current thinking right now. So if I had an effigy, I'd place it in here. This is the ward. Is this the pink ward I get caught from? I get caught trying to be greedy here, yeah. Slow from the Ash into the Ash Arrow, into the Pike, ulti. See you later. 500 gold shutdown. Just for clearing a ward. It's obviously something stupid I did there. So whenever you're playing League of Legends, I highly recommend, especially if you're new to the game, doing this. Going over your VODs. What could you have done better? What could you have done? What did you do well? You know, you might watch this video and think, oh, man, his pathing was terrible this game. And that's fine. It's all about learning. We're here to have fun, learn the game. Enemy team trying to pick off this Master Yi. I remember thinking of this situation, oh, killer, the Master Yi's top. Let's try and get the dragon because he's not going to be around, right? Especially because the top laner got a kill on the Quinn. So that's awesome. Okay, so while we got a chance, we're going to explain the Crow Storm. So this is his ultimate. Basically, you blink, you channel for 5 seconds, you turn into this fucking thing with things coming out of your head, and you just blink over a wall, super good over a wall. I think I might show you perfectly here. So I've hold shift click. That's if you stop still, you turn into an effigy. So right now, if someone was looking at me, I'd have no health bar. And my abilities would fear, okay? Because technically I'm invisible. So I have a look, nothing's on. I think I'll take the Scuttle Crab instead. Yep. So we go take the Scuttle Crab. Again, controlling the Scuttle Crabs is super important. Not only for the XP and gold, but for the vision it provides for your team is super good. So we're having a look here. Always want to be panning your camera when you're playing jungle. So I'm having a look over the wall. Can I get a nice ultimate? I don't think I get a nice ult. I should have gone over here and tried to ult in, but I end up ulting in, getting a nice double suck off there. Nice MF ulti. Kane goes in. I don't think he gets caught because we've fear the Quinn the other way, so she can't chase. MF gets the kill on the Pike, which is excellent. Okay, so here's the example I was talking about. So the Quinn is looking to come in because I know they're going on top. Look at this silence. See you later. Absolutely stopped her in her tracks. Then we can get the fear with the suck off. She's dead. I flashed the Master Yi Zhonya's. I think I'm dead here. Oh no, I think look at this healing, guys, on the W. With the CC with Kane. Absolutely disgusting. Nice MFQ. Dead. Triple kill for our team into the dragon. So at this point, the game's pretty much over. We got like a 2k gold lead. Well, if you know what to do when you're ahead, this game's over. If you're in the lower elos, this might be a little bit closer than it looks. But once we get this much of a jungle advantage over the Master Yi, we can basically control the game how we want. We can run around and do whatever we want. So go back onto myself. We take the dragon, and we have a look at the minimap. We see there's obviously stars on the minimap. If you don't know, I'll show you just here. So this star represents that the camp is ready to take. So we're gonna go take the camps, clear all the way to top side, and then we can think maybe we got time to do the scuttle. What's it called? The Rift Herald. Again, kiting your camps as best you can. You want to be kind of kiting them towards where you're going in your next point. So yeah, at this point, we finished our boots. We got our runic echoes, and now we're building towards our Zhonya's. So because you take a free stopwatch, ideally you want to use your stopwatch before you upgrade. That way you get a bit more value. I don't think I fully explained the ultimate because I was expecting myself to use it. So you blink to so you channel and then you blink. So kind of like a flash, right? You flash. Do I do one here? Here we go. So you go like this. You flash over the wall. Because they were out of vision, they were all feared. Plus you put your W on and you end up sucking them all off, and it's the best. So that's what you live for, man. Those ultimates over the wall into the stuck off, everything dies. Because if you ult from out of vision, obviously remember, works with your Q passive, your abilities fear, okay? So you can ult over the wall, hit the whole team, and fear everyone. Because when they're feared, they are actually slowed as well. You can get your W on for a full charge, and that's where all your damage comes on. Because your ultimate spawns all these scarecrows around you, and they do AoE damage, okay? That's what the ultimate does. So, ideally, you want to try an ultimate from a position where you're invisible. That way, you get a full duration of your W. You get the fear off. That way, your W can suck off the whole period, and it's amazing. So again, we're taking the Rift Herald. Doing very, very nice. Grab this Rift Herald. So now we're back, and I looked at the map, and there was no outer turrets left except the one bot side. So I thought, all right, let me go use the bot side. We get a kill. So I complete the Zhonya's Hourglass there, you can see, and then I get another flat magic pen item. So another 15 magic pen. So what are we at now? Does it say here? Should say here somewhere. 33 flat magic penetration. Super disgusting. Most enemy champions don't have that much magic pen. Like if I go to the Syndra, sorry, she's got 46 magic resist, right? So we penetrate through most of that and do true damage. If we were attacking the Syndra, of course. So that's all the abilities, guys. I think Fiddlesticks right now on this patch is super busted. I think he's very, very strong. So I highly recommend you guys give him a go. I think he's very fun to play because of his teamfight playstyle. So here we go. Look at this ultimate. Ultimate over the wall, double fear into the full length drain. Get a kill for myself and the AD carry, which is super amazing. So these are the kind of spots here. If you're playing blue side and they're pushing in, you can stand here, ult over this wall. Ulting over the wall just kind of like guarantees you win in vision. And if you're worried, you can put an, dinner coming through. You can put an effigy down where you're standing, and that will allow you to guarantee that there's no vision where you're standing. So we effigy this bush. We know there's no wards in this bush, so we know we're invisible if we come out of that bush. So we go through. We want to guide the Rift Herald into the tower, while also taking the Master Yi's his camps. The Master Yi comes in. We smite him. We W him, and he just dies. A little bit of an int, not gonna lie. So yeah, as I said, we're invisible here. I put another effigy just to be safe. So we know that we're invisible, and Annie's coming in. We hit the E, and we go in, and Kane gets the kill again. So at this point, it's pretty much GG, right? Got a 7k gold lead. Ult in. Wasn't the best ult. Didn't get any fears. But that's okay. We're just putting pressure on them so we can take the tower. So the Kane goes in, gets the kill. I'm taking tower shots. So the Kane once he gets the knock up in the Q, I go in for the E, silence her, get the suck off. And I'm about to die to this tower, but I use my Zhonya's, right? So you want to make sure you use that. Don't forget you have it. Like when I used to play, when I was just starting out, I'd always forget I had it. Okay, so here we just get the hell out of there, right? I'm not sure about the Queen's full health. She probably could have killed me. Just flash to be safe, because I want to maintain my... I don't want to give away my shutdown, right? Because that's the way the enemy team gets back in the game, with the shutdowns. So we know that the dragon is spawning in 13 seconds. So I want to back and go straight back down to make sure we get that again. This game's a little bit of a stomp, so the dragons aren't too important. But in a closer game, controlling the dragons is the difference between a win and a loss sometimes. So just keep it... When you're playing jungle, obviously, you want to make sure you are keeping an eye out on the dragons and prioritizing them. Alright, so we pick up another blasting wand for more AP. We finish off the Morellos. Now, finishing off a Morellos is up to the game. You don't usually have to finish it. You just sit on the magic pen, the Oblivion Orb, I think it's called. My team ends up getting the dragon without me, so it's fine. But if the team has no healing, there's no point finishing the Morellos, okay? You just go to your Leondres, okay? It'll do more for you in a team fight, because you stack up the passive of the Leondres more. You get a death cap if they're not building any MR. But I looked at the enemy team. They got 2 Borks. They got a Master Yi who does a lot of healing with his W and that. Plus Annie actually has a little bit of healing with her setup usually. So we decided to go with the Morello Nomicon. So a little bit of a shit ult, not gonna lie. I ulted too far out. If I ulted on the spot, I would have killed the Pike straight away. So the Pike tries to escape, and you can see I'm just putting effigies down. He makes a kind of mistake by going like that way instead of just going down, so it gives me a chance to catch him. So we end up getting a suck off there. We're a bit stunned. We go back, we silence the Queen so she can't touch my AD carry. W, smite the Ashe. Another thing with the smite, you can smite when your W is going off. So I did at the beginning of the game when I was sucking off both the Gromp and the blue buff. I end up smiting the Gromp while the W is going on. So it's just something to keep in mind. Yep, shoving in the bot lane. Because at this point, we're just going to try and push our advantage. The enemy team's bot lane is dead. Their top lane is dead. We might be able to get a tower and an inhib because we have a wave pushing. And our whole team is nearby. The Syndra ends up getting a kill. We suck off the Master Yi. I bet he enjoyed that. And then we keep pushing for the tower. And this is probably the best ultimate I get all game. This is a disgusting ulti. Okay, so I'll wait, and then I go out of vision with my effigy. I put an effigy down, and then I ult under the tower. Triple suck off, just burst everything through. They're all dead. I'm pretty tanky under tower. I still have my stopwatch, just in case anything goes hairy. But anyway, guys, that's Fiddlesticks. He's a bit of a stompy game, but it allowed me to go through the abilities and whatnot. And if you are behind on Fiddlesticks, you can actually get armor items like the Iceborne Gauntlet, not the Iceborne Gauntlet, Frozen Heart rather. If they're going full like AD builds, like if they're full AD team comp, you can go a lot of armor and just be. You can still do a lot of damage, right? Because of, especially when you get a Leondres, but you still remain super tanky, especially with your W healing. The W healing is actually what makes you super tanky. in team fights, because you get low and then you're sucking off 4 people and you're getting 40% of the damage you deal back. It's disgusting. Absolutely giga busted. But anyway, guys, that's Fiddlesticks. I hope you enjoyed. Be sure to leave a like, comment, and subscribe. Helps me out a lot. Let me know if you like this post-com gameplay. It just allowed me to get like a disgusting stomp game instead of me trying to explain things and int at the same time. I will probably go back to doing live, maybe a bit of a one-off special episode here on Fiddlesticks. I really enjoy Fiddlesticks. I think he's a very strong champion. And I recommend you guys try him out. So anyway, guys, just remember, if you are playing Fiddlesticks, at the end of the day, it's nighttime. Take it easy.